Hello everyone. Today let's see how to print number square pattern using C programming. So for this pattern, we will take n as input and n will represent the size of our square. So in this example, we have taken n equal to 3, and as you can see, our outermost square has all the values equal to 3. Then coming to the inner square, we have all the values equal to 2, and the next square has all the values equal to 1, and finally at the center we have 0. So this is the pattern we need to print. Now let's see how to print this pattern. So for this, we will first draw our x and y axis. So this is our x axis and this is our y axis. So we need to print the squares. So firstly at the origin, we have to print a 0. Then for the next square, we have to print all the values equal to 1. And for the next square, we have to print 2. Finally, for the large square, we have to print 3. So for this, we can take a formula, that is, we can print for any particular cell, we can print maximum of, so we can print maximum of mod x and mod y. So whichever is maximum in between these two, we can print this value for that particular cell. So let's take an example. Let's say we need to print the value at this particular cell. So at this cell, we have x coordinate equal to -1. So x is equal to -1 and y coordinate is equal to -2. So if we take the mod value of these two, we'll get 1, 2. And the maximum between these two is equal to 2. So we have got 2 after applying this formula. So we need to print 2 at this particular cell. So similarly, we can check for any other cell. This formula will be satisfying our required output. So let's say we need to print a value at this particular cell. And let's see what is the x and y coordinates here. So the x coordinate for this particular cell is equal to -3 and the y coordinate is equal to 2. And if we apply the mod value and take the maximum between these two, we will get 3. So we will be printing 3 at this particular cell, which is matching our required output. So in this way, we can print value at any particular cell using this formula. Now let's try to solve it using C programming. So firstly, we'll take n as input. N is the size of our square, which is an integer. Then we have to iterate over our y-axis. So y starts from 3 and ends at -3. So for value n, we have to start from n and end at -n. So let's take a for loop. Int y equal to n, y greater than or equal to -n, then y minus minus will decrement our y. And inside this, we have to iterate over the x-axis. So x coordinate starts from -n and ends at n. So let's take one more for loop. Int x equal to -n, x less than or equal to n, and x plus plus. We'll increment it till it reaches n. And inside this, now we are at a particular cell. So at any particular cell, we have to use this formula to print. So for this, we need a maximum function. So let's take a function before the main. It will return int and max. So it will compare two integers, let's say x and y, and it will return x if x is greater than y, x is greater than y, then let's return x, or else we can return y. So these are the two cases. So now let's print for each cell. So we need to print an integer at every cell. So let's print that. And we have to print maximum of absolute of x, absolute of y. So whichever is maximum among these two, we have to print this. So this was the formula that we have discussed here. So we'll use the same thing and print it. So once we have printed it and iterated over all the values in a particular row, we have to go to the next line. So let's print a new line for that. And yeah, that's it. So this is the solution that we have discussed. Now let's try to run this. Let's try for n equal to 3. So yeah, as you can see, we are getting a square with the outermost square values equal to 3. Then the inner we have 2. Next we have 1. And finally at the center we have 0. So this is matching our expected output. Let's try for some other values. Let's try for, let's say, n equal to 6. Yes, we are getting a square of size 6. Let's try for some small values. Let's say n equal to 1. So yeah, we are getting square of size 1. So this is matching our expected output. So hope you have understood the solution. If there are any doubts, you can let me know in the comment section and I'll try to resolve those doubts. So thank you so much and goodbye.